Arsenal fans, what if I told you that Mikel Arteta might be preparing the biggest transfer surprise of the entire summer? A move so unexpected that most football fans still believe it has absolutely no chance of happening. For months, Julian Alvarez has been one of the most talked about forwards in world football. A World Cup winner, a proven goal scorer, a player who has delivered on the biggest stages imaginable. And now, rumors are beginning to grow that Arsenal could be positioning themselves for an ambitious move. At first glance, it sounds impossible. Atletico Madrid paid a huge fee to bring him in. Diego Simeone considers him a key part of the project. And clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona are constantly linked with elite players of his profile. But football transfers are rarely as simple as they appear. Today, we're diving deep into the situation surrounding Julian Alvarez and explaining 3 major reasons why Arsenal could be closer to this dream signing than most people realize. Stay until the end because the final reason could completely change how you view this entire transfer saga. Before we discuss Arsenal, let's talk about the player himself. Julian Alvarez isn't just another striker. This is a player who has won almost everything at an incredibly young age. He became a star at River Plate. He earned a move to Manchester City under Pep Guardiola. He won the Premier League, he won the Champions League, and perhaps most importantly, he became a World Cup winner with Argentina alongside Lionel Messi. What makes Alvarez special is his versatility. He can play as a striker. He can play as a second forward. He can play wide. He presses aggressively, works tirelessly, and possesses elite movement inside the box. For many analysts, Alvarez is exactly the type of modern attacker every top club wants. Now let's talk about Arsenal. For 2 consecutive seasons, Arsenal have been among the strongest teams in England, yet one criticism continues to follow them. Do they have a truly elite number 9? Gabriel Jesus offers incredible movement and pressing. Kai Havertz has produced important moments, but many supporters still believe Arsenal need a ruthless goal scorer capable of deciding title races. Last season, the Gunners created huge numbers of chances, but in crucial matches, they occasionally lacked that killer instinct inside the penalty area. Imagine adding a player with Alvarez's movement, finishing ability, and big game experience. Suddenly, Arsenal become even more dangerous, and that's exactly why these rumors refuse to disappear. Reason number 1 involves the complicated situation surrounding Spain's biggest clubs. Reports and speculation have linked Julian Alvarez with both Real Madrid and Barcelona. The problem? Neither situation is straightforward. Real Madrid already possess an attack packed with superstars. Competition for minutes would be intense. Barcelona, meanwhile, continue dealing with financial limitations that make huge transfers difficult. Even if either club admires Alvarez, completing a deal is another challenge entirely. This potentially opens a pathway for another elite club to enter the race, and Arsenal could be that club. Unlike some European rivals, Arsenal have spent years carefully building their financial position while remaining competitive at the highest level. Reason number 2 might be the strongest argument of all. Mikel Arteta. Over the last few years, Arteta has transformed Arsenal from a struggling side players around Europe are noticing. Young talents see a manager who develops careers. Established stars see a project moving in the right direction. The football is attractive, the team is competitive, and the atmosphere at Arsenal has completely changed. If Arteta were to pitch his vision directly to Julian Alvarez, the message would be simple. Come to London. Become the focal point of one of Europe's fastest rising teams. Challenge for the Premier League. Challenge for the Champions League. And become one of the faces of a new Arsenal era. For an ambitious player, that's a powerful argument. Of course, there is one enormous obstacle. Atletico Madrid. Even if Arsenal want Alvarez, even if the player likes the project, even if negotiations begin, Atletico would still need convincing. And convincing Atletico to sell one of their biggest stars would require a massive offer. We're talking about a transfer that could easily become one of the most expensive deals of the summer. That's why many experts still believe the move remains unlikely. But unlikely doesn't mean impossible. Reason number 3 is the factor that often decides transfers: the player himself. Throughout football history, we've seen one thing happen repeatedly. When elite players become convinced that a move is best for their career, transfer situations can change very quickly. Every top footballer wants to compete for major trophies. Every top footballer wants to maximize their potential. And every top footballer wants to play in an environment where they believe they can become the best version of themselves. If Julian Alvarez ever reaches the conclusion that Arsenal offers that opportunity, the entire transfer story changes because clubs negotiate, agents negotiate, but player desire often becomes the most powerful force in football. So let's imagine it actually happens. Julian Alvarez leading the line, Saka on one wing, Martinelli on the other, Odegaard creating chances, Rice controlling midfield. Would that be enough to finally dethrone Manchester City? Many Arsenal supporters certainly think so. Others believe the squad already has enough quality. Either way, adding a player of Alvarez's caliber would instantly become one of the biggest stories in world football. So what do you think? Could Julian Alvarez really end up at Arsenal? Would he be the missing piece that finally delivers the Premier League trophy? Or should Arsenal focus on other striker targets this summer? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because the transfer window is just getting started. And trust me, the biggest surprises may still be ahead.